Hi, we back. Thanks everybody for following. Whatever else it's called too. But today we're working on buggy. We gotta figure out why we're not getting spark in this whole wiring mess. It is a freaking it's a mess. So we're gonna figure out why we don't have spark and then try to get around until I can get this solved. It's not gonna be fun because nothing works. It's all dead.
You get marker lights?
Yeah, I have marker lights. Ooh, I have 3 lights. I have 3 lights out of the whole thing that works. It's awesome. Anyway, we're gonna pull a couple things off. We're gonna get this out of the way. Jack it up so it's leaning that way because all the wiring goes right underneath the driver's seat. Up to the box up here where all the ignition switch and switches all are and all that big mess. So we're gonna jack it up and move it over so I can lay underneath it and figure out where all these wires go. Hey, well, it's jacked up. I was looking through this wiring. It's a freaking mess. We got plugs that are broken, plugs that are missing pieces. We got wires that are exposed.
Funky
There's a weird 4-way, another thing underneath this thing that's here, it's missing. You got another thing here and it's, I don't know what that is, but we're gonna disconnect a lot of this stuff, move it out of the way, trying to figure out why we are not wiring, well, not getting spark anywhere. Hi. So it's been about 2 hours now, probably. We've gone through all this mess, pulled up all these wirings, figured out where all these went. No power. Guess what? Pulled the dash apart, or this cover. Went through all this shit. There's some wires that are, don't know where they go, what they're doing, or whatever. Anyway, these are all headlight wires that who cares. Oh yeah. Cranky, but no starty now. Now we're getting spark, which is a good thing, but no starty. Alright guys, so my indicator, we're back. It's been a week or so. Still trying to get this thing running. Don't know what it is. Did some research on the things, found a couple things to see what's going on. 1, the valves could be dead. 2, could have low compression in the cylinder, which I checked it. It says it's 90 psi, so I don't know on that one. 3, the carburetor could be getting too much fuel and just dumping it in there, so it's not actually hitting the spark. But this week down here, it's been cold, snowing. We got to charge the battery before we do anything. Meanwhile, I was trying to pull this cover off and see what the valves are doing. And if they're good with the lashings and everything, then I think it might be carburetor. So I don't know. So I'm sitting here wondering something. This is the top of the motor. The valves need to sit. So we got this weird drive. We have this one here. It looks like no bolt. And we have 2 weird, like 12 or 13 mil bolts. Take this off. That's weird. Anyway, that's what we got to take off. We're gonna move some of this emission stuff real quick. Get it out of our way. Like, can I get this hose out of here? This hose out of here that's, I don't know why it's pinched off. Interesting. And then we got, I'm just gonna pull this off out of the way, get out of my way. But let's do that. Alright, so we got the cover off. First thing I noticed, okay, it's getting low. So we rotated this over to the top dead center, or TDC. Maybe you can see that. That's the intake. It's loose as all hell. The exhaust, it's like, I don't know, it's super tight or what, but we're gonna check them just to see what's going on the compression side. Yeah. So far it's not looking that great at the moment. Could be one issue. I was so loose and it's just on that cam, just not working. So we're gonna check the lashings on these, tighten them back down, and let's see where it goes. Alright, Alright, we got those back together. They're nice and snug now. You can see it. Nice and neat. Moving. I'm going to move side to side a little bit, but not that good. So, hopefully, when this battery charges up a little bit, I can crank it over and see what happens. Because right now it's battery's a little dim. All right, so a little different news here. Got the valve cover back on temporarily, but I was pulling this old carburetor off. I was going through a box over here of random parts that came with it, and I noticed that there was a brand new carburetor in the box. So what we did is we pulled off the old one. It's just laying there for now, right there. We're gonna put this one on here and see what happens with hooking the fuel up to it, if it does anything different, because this looks exactly the same. I mean exactly the same, but newer. That one might be all just gummed up and need to be rebuilt, but we're gonna try this and see what happens. If this works, then we'll hook up the throttle and the choke, and we'll see if it works. But if it runs, I can manually open the throttle on this by turning this screw. This screw right here, I can manually up the idle on it just to see if it's gonna run idle, and then adjust the fuel. So we'll see if it'll run. All right, we got the carburetor back on. We just hit her with a little bit of star fluid because I know she's dry. Key on here. We're gonna try it. Here goes nothing. All right, well, shit. I'm getting the same results with this carburetor. It's just chugging. Doesn't want to fire. Doesn't want to do anything. It's a little irritating. I wonder if the valve is open on there because it's leaking fuel. It's getting fuel. So all this is doing is just cranking. Getting a little spit. I'll try it for you real quick. That is it. My brain is hurting on this thing. I've researched, talked to a lot of people, and nothing. Alright, well, got the old carburetor back up, all the, what do you call it, the choke lines, fuel lines, gas pedal lines all hooked back up. I have no idea why this is not running. It is driving me bonkies. Let's give it one last go, huh? Here, then I'm going to look at a couple of wiring things. If it doesn't work well, that's just going to have to go as is, because it's not mine, and I don't want to dump any money into it. Because if it was mine, I'd just take it to the shop and they'd diagnose it, tell me what's wrong with it, and I'd fix it or whatever. If they had to fix it, they'd fix it. But let's give it one more shot here, then we'll finish putting it back together and put it on the ground. Okay, alright guys, well, went over a couple other things. Nothing seems to be changing anything. So all we're getting is crank and a little bit of spark, but no running. See? All we're getting. We push on the throttle, nothing. And then the battery just starts dying. So I'm gonna have to go upstairs and do some more digging a little bit. Other than that, I have no idea. Plus, it's, you know, something's leaking. Oil, water, gas probably from the carburetor. But if not, come back out the next day and we'll just button up this wiring, put that dash and everything back together. And alright guys, well, working on this buggy. Learned a few things. Probably needs a top end rebuild on it, which I'm not going to do because the owner doesn't want to put the money into it. But we did get it to the point where it will run. It's out here in the sunshine. We're gonna He either wants to pick it up or sell it and have me sell it for him. But we will see what he says when he shows up. There's a couple things we want to talk about. Maybe he might, I don't know. But I know I don't want it. But yeah, it'd be a fun little build because I wouldn't use the mower that was on there. But yeah, that's it. Hope you guys like this video. Please drop a comment below, subscribe, and like this video. Also give it a thumbs up too. We're growing, so doing pretty good. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.